Well, hello everyone. We are in episode 2 of Talk 122 with your superintendent, Dr. Terrell Yarbrough. I have here with me someone that's very, very important at the high school. The whole theme for today is really around Husky pride and a little bit of homecoming and a little history about Harlem. So we got a jam packed today. So we're going to start with Mrs. Mach, and she'll talk a little bit about her role and things like that, and then we'll kind of go from there. So, Mrs. Mach, can you tell the audience just what you do and who you are?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you.
I have the privilege and the honor of being the student council advisor at the high school, and I say privilege and honor because it is such an experience to be working with. We have about 100 plus kids in student council this year, and to watch these students just grow, and they start, as freshmen, and a lot of them will go all the way through their senior year. And the big thing that I have learned from them is just this resilience, but this passion just to be leaders, and to see where a lot of them has started from freshman year to where they are now. It's like, I can't even describe just how amazing it is to watch this. After the last year or so that we've had, to have these kids just pour their hearts into building, like what you were just talking about, that Harlem pride, and like what would that look like at the student level, at the staff level. And I mean, their passion, like I'm learning from them, like I'm growing from them, I'm getting energized from them. And so, like I said, just being a part of that and being a part of that community it's really an honor. And so, like you were saying, like it's a huge role. It's an important role, but it's a humbling role too, just to see kids just step up in places that you never would have thought that they would have stepped up at. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing that. So, speaking on Husky pride and Harlem pride and all of that, we have homecoming. Talk a little bit about your role with that and just some of the behind the scenes. Let the audience know about the behind the scenes efforts that it takes to put on homecoming.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's our big thing. Student council is really big into homecoming. And this year we're starting something new. To kick off homecoming this year, it's October 9th and 10th. We actually are having hallway decorating because we don't have a parade anymore, so we're not going to do float decorating. So October 9th and 10th, we're inviting all of the kids up. They go to their respective class, and they are going to come up with a theme and decorate a portion of that hallway, and it's going to represent Harlem pride. Like the Huskies going to take them throughout and just really kind of build up that school spirit leading into the week of homecoming. And then, of course, we have our annual Powder Puff game, which is October 12th, and that we have the Buddy Bowl, which is similar to how Powder Puff, so it's like flag football, but for our students with special needs. And so that will be in between some games, and that's October 12th. We're going to start about 5:30, and then just keep playing the games from there. And then our big pep assembly is Thursday night, where it's all going to be outside. Usually we have it inside in our basketball arena, but we're not doing that this year. We're going to be out in the stadium, and so we're going to have our mini Olympics. We're going to just really get ourselves pumped up for this homecoming. And then we're going to be banishing the Bucks on Friday night.
Did you say banishing the Bucks?
We are banishing them.
Man,
there.
All right.
That is our theme for the football game.
Okay.
And again, that's where we'll announce our homecoming king and queen to the community. We'll also do that at the pep assembly. So if you can't make it out to the pep assembly, we'll definitely be announcing that on Friday at the game. And then, of course, our big homecoming dance. The students have been working long nights, weekends to decorate and get ready for this dance. That's October 16th, starts at 7, and that is also in the stadium this year. So, and that one is a night in Wonderland. So it's an Alice in Wonderland theme. And like I said, the kids have been working extremely hard on this, and they're just pouring their hearts into this week of homecoming. And we're just hoping that we can just reach as many people that want to come out on all those different activities that night, on those nights.
All right, so now that you're a little loose and you done answered a couple of questions here, which you're doing a great job, by the way. And I was the individual that got rid of parade, so if anybody wants to address that, talk to me about it, and we could talk through that. But so when you say Harlem, right? And you've been a part of the Harlem School District for a number of years now. So what does that mean to you?
To me, being part of this district, being a part of this community, this family, is this idea of uniting each other and coming together. And I've seen that, at least at the high school where I work, when things have happened and different situations have happened, I have seen a group of, like, that group just come together and unite. And my son's also in the district, and so I see just his excitement for wanting to go to school. So for me to be part of this district, not only to work, but to be a family member, a community member, I'm proud to say that I live and work in this district, and I wouldn't want any other district to be in.
Now, what school does your son attend?
He goes to Olsen Park.
Shout out to Olsen Park.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out. They are great there.
New principal? They have a new principal now?
I'm excited about that. But yeah, and to see what my son comes home and talks to me about, and also just what we're doing for our students, involving equity, that kind of stuff, that pride there and that unity is that's why I stay. Like, I can't leave.
All right. Well, is there anything else that you would like to share, with the community, about homecoming, things like that, specifically how the elementary schools and the middle school can kind of be involved with homecoming, and our alumni, as well. Is there anything that you would like to say to them?
Yeah, absolutely. I think just coming out to a few of the events, supporting our students like that, the more I think about it, like the pep assembly, like really kind of structuring that as a time for you to come out, see what's happening. And we do have that like mini Olympics kind of games where you can watch staff and students. But I think also, like, this is for you, for, our community. This is your homecoming. This is an opportunity to come. And, I'm sure, like, if they wanted to come check out the hallways and while we're decorating, come in and watch. Like, if you have kids that are coming up there to decorate and you're a parent, come help for an hour of decorating. Because we used to kind of push that with float building. We wanted parents to come out. So absolutely for the hallway decorating, that 9th and 10th, if you want to come out for an hour and see exactly what's happening, I think that would be a great idea. Because then you get to walk the halls a little bit and get a feel of what it's like to be back at the school. Elementary school teachers, I know for a fact our students would love to see you kind of walk those halls and come to that decorating night too. I think that would be great. Or just showing up to like the pep assembly, powder puff, the buddy bowl is another big thing that we're really trying to build up, because again, it's just providing all these opportunities for every student, not just one type. So yeah.
Well, as the audience, as you can see, we kind of upgraded a little bit from our first episode. So here's me putting you on a spot before you go. Really appreciate it. But let's see if you can make one of our ESPN buckets here. Okay. Put you on the spot here. Let's see.
I got stretch. Yeah. Okay.
So just to remind every guest that's going to be on from now on, is going to be doing this. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay. I played basketball in high school.
Oh, the very first one. All right, that being said, I appreciate you being on. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
All right, so Brooke, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for being a guest on Talk 122. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the podcast. Can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself, and then we'll kind of go from there?
Okay. Well, to start, my name is Brooke Decho. I am a senior at the high school currently. Currently, I'm involved in a lot of school activities. I play tennis. I'm also involved in soccer, Model UN, student council. I'm my class treasurer. I am on math team. And I also participate in Students for Action.
Okay. So you do a lot. Yes. So from and that's good, because we really want kids, especially once they get into high school, to maximize that high school experience and do as much as possible. And it sounds like that you're taking advantage of that. So that's great. So can you tell us a little bit about just homecoming and how you are getting ready for that? And from a student's perspective, where is the excitement level, especially coming off of a pandemic, and although we're still in the pandemic, but doing things a little bit different than we used to, right? Than what you used to. So talk a little bit about that.
Okay, so I've been in student council since freshman year. I'm also the treasurer currently. Plan Planning has been a little bit more difficult because obviously nobody knows what to expect and what exactly is going on. I'm excited to have it. I'm very, very excited to have it because I feel like last year that was like a big disconnect that we didn't get to have. I was the main push for the theme. I picked the Alice in Wonderland. I was the one that advocated for that. So I'm very excited to see how that turns out. I think everybody has been doing a really good job with decorating and like prepping for the dance. And I think coming up with new creative solutions to like work around certain restrictions has been really interesting to see and just like nice because we've kind of come together as like a student council to work together and figure out different like solutions to issues we might have. I know a lot of people are excited just with like the classes and stuff. The school spirit this year I think has been really good. Just going to football games even and seeing everybody come out has been super nice.
Okay. So when you say school spirit, and that's awesome. Like why do you think school spirit has been the way it is? It has been, to at least start the year, like the excitement level. Why do you think that is?
I think with last year, well, we tried to push some things for student council. I know we did the winter dress up days, and I think they did one in spring as well. Okay. But with being virtual, it's a little bit harder to do and see everybody else doing because participation was through like pictures. Okay. And so I think everybody's kind of itching to like participate again, and this is the first year we've had it back, and we might not get another year to do it. Not saying like COVID could come back, but just having your opportunity to like participate be gone for a year, it kind of, I think a couple students, they might have realized how important it is to enjoy your school years and participate while you can. So I think that's why. I think everybody's super excited to just be back at school and enjoy it while we can.
Absolutely. So you've done a little, obviously, sports. You've been in sports and then the academic piece as well. So what's Brooke's future plans?
Well, I'm starting the college application process. My major is undecided. I'm leaning towards something with math and science, maybe health, but that's a little uncertain. I am number one in the class right now.
All right. Okay.
So as long as I get straight A's, I will be valedictorian. Hopefully I can hang on and do it with how much stress I have. Currently retaking the SAT and the ACT to hopefully get a better score, because if I get those up, I could really probably go anywhere I wanted to with the right essays and applications. But I don't have any set plans right now. I'm just kind of enjoying life and taking it as it comes.
Well, that's good. Yes. Especially, so number one in the class, right? So if you had a bit of advice for, say, the middle school kids who are going to come to the high school and obviously are kind of on the same path as you and want to perform not only athletically but also in the classroom, what advice would you give them?
Believe in yourself. That would be my biggest piece of advice, because I feel like in life you're going to have a lot of people. I remember even my counselor, not trying to like shade, but they said 6 APs. I took 6 last year, and I think I'm doing 6 total this year. Okay. They told me it would be a lot, and that might not be the smartest idea. And to be honest, once you start getting into the groove of like high school and how your routine, it makes things a lot easier. For me, for example, I wake up, I go to school, I have difficult classes, I go to practice, I come home, do my homework, wake up, do whatever club activities, any extra things that I'd like. And just, I never thought originally I'd be able to do stuff like this with taking all accelerated classes and participating. But if you want to do something, you can do it.
Okay.
And that's my advice.
I love it. So put you on the spot a little bit. Who's the best coach you ever had?
I value all of my coaches.
Good answer. All right. I like it.
I know I have had Heinrich for a while now. He's been good. I'm captain of the soccer team as well. Okay. And then you're going to have Dredge on here in a minute. You'll see how phenomenal Dredge is. So it's quite hard to pick. I did an outside team as well for soccer. My coach for that, his name is Paul. He is also phenomenal. I think people that are willing to volunteer or even take on the role of being a coach are just, for the most part, phenomenal people. To take on responsibility for so many like young like adults and children and just put their future of their sport in your hands, I feel like that's a big responsibility. And if you're willing to take that, you have my respect. And
Wow. Now that was a number one in the class type answer. So really appreciate that. So now here's that all. Let's see if you can make that bucket for the audience here.
oh,
That's all right. Next
thank
time.
you.
Right? Well, thanks for actually joining us, and we appreciate you, and good luck. Okay, Brooke? All right. All right. So someone that I don't believe needs an introduction to the audience, but Coach Dredge, it is an honor and a privilege to have you on Talk 122. I'll tell you, it's definitely starting this podcast and hopefully where it's going to go and pushing out communication, to our district. And I say our district because you've been in our school district for a number of years now, and even though that you're technically retired, you're still here, which is great. So we all love it and we appreciate you. And so to the audience a little bit and to me as well, talk to us a little bit about, because the theme, for this podcast is really like Husky pride and all of those things. And if there's anyone that I feel that really represents that, it's you, right? I can't go anywhere. And I mean anywhere when someone finds out that I work for the Harlem School District, not ask me about, is Coach Duretz still at Harlem School District, right? And so I still get to say, thankfully, that you are. So just tell us a little bit about, your background, weaving that into Husky Pride, and we're ready to hear some stories.
First off, what you're doing, I think it's just incredible. I think the opportunity to celebrate, to talk about our school district, all the great things that are going on, it's admirable, and I think it's going to continue to grow. And you got quality people that are doing this with you. My background, 46 years ago, I started teaching. I came, and I tell my kids in class, I came out of high school and college an average student. There was no way I was close to being a valedictorian. I was fighting to make the top 50%. And an Algebra 2 teacher, Herman Kusrow, gave me a kick in the behind and said, hey, you got to get a little more focused. And I hadn't decided what I wanted to do except that I liked math. And I went on from there to decide I better get going my junior year. And my senior year, I focused a little bit. And then all of a sudden, it was time to go to college. I went to small school, Aurora College back then. And I was scared to death that they were going to send me home because I wasn't necessarily ready to be able to do what college was representing. And I survived. They took care of me, and I got focused, and I got locked in. And early in my career, I was teaching swimming lessons. And I was a lifeguard, and I found out that, working with kids was exciting. And it was fun making those connections. And I met my wife-to-be halfway through my freshman year. And she helped me. She was a Harlem grad, third in her class. And she helped me keep things going in a good direction. And before long, I found that, hey, I think I want to teach. I had an incredible student teaching experience. I think I coached 4 sports in a semester in somehow different way. And it was just, I loved it. And I got hired during a tough time when we had a ton of teachers in the 70s. The applicants were pretty plentiful. But I got the job, and over here at McChesney, which was then a junior high, we had 3 back then, and I never left. And I think that as I reflected back in the success I had, I understood what it was like to struggle. I understood what it was like to sit in the back of a classroom and to not know an answer and to hope that somebody else would raise their hand to help me out. I appreciated somewhere along the line I was given the ability to listen to kids and to take time to hear what they had going on. And I don't think I ever, you should know this as a principal, but I don't think I ever started my classes on time because we always talked. We spent a few minutes just, what's going on? What's happening in your world? And I think that provided a connection that I don't know if I ever realized was happening, but we had fun in class. And with the fun, I had a little bit of energy, and we kept the passion going. And along the way, I think I made some pretty good connections. And I don't think I ever realized the depth of my connections until last year when I somewhat retired, and the number of kids who came up and said thank you. And coaching, I've coached 2 seasons every year I've been teaching, and many three sports. It's fun to have students like Brooke that you interviewed earlier. Every day's an adventure. Every day's fun. They expect you to be prepared. And it goes by way too fast.
All right. No, just the sheer history, that you have, and the things that you can talk to, anyone about and give us, is what I love the most about you. And being willing to have those conversations is great. So I'm going to ask you a series of tough questions here, just to see, and I think the audience would love to know. So similar to, what I asked Brooke earlier. So you've coached a number of teams, right? Yep. How many to be exact?
It's over 100. You were
over
kind enough
100.
You gave me a ring for my 100th team, and
Okay.
I think I'm at about 110, 115 now.
Okay. So, favorite sport that you've coached?
Tennis, got to do it. The 2 sports, I coach tennis. I've coached girls tennis and boys tennis. I'm the varsity coach, and I've coached basketball forever. Right. Those are my 2 main sports. Tennis provides a connection that basketball does not. There's not a casualness, but you make your weekends are longer because of the nature of tournaments. You get to know each other. It's relaxed, but it's intense at the same time. But at the end of the day, we send them out on the court. I provide them motivation and encouragement. But if they have to provide whatever success or whatever's going to work. Basketball is different. Basketball is a long season. It's a 4-month season. But with basketball, I get to take a time out and try a different play, or strategize at the end of a game, or have influence or manipulate something through the course of a practice that you think might work. So there's a strategy that basketball offers that's different.
Right. Although I like tennis, as you can tell, basketball is
I know
my
your
favorite
passion.
sport. But I love how you explained that. So favorite athlete
You mean professional or?
that you've coached?
Oh, that I've coached. Oh my gosh. It'd be Brooke.
I love it. All right. Well, that out of all, I love it. I'm speechless. That was good.
I've been blessed to have a number of athletes that have gone on to coach. Okay. One's his daughter is playing for me, and he played for Harlem. There's so many different aspects. It's in the world of tennis. I think it's intriguing to find out how well some of these athletes. You heard Brooke earlier, and I've had others that have had similar stories. How they balance, how they manipulate everything, and tennis brings out an opportunity that I want to play. It's fun, but maybe I'm not doing all summer and all. It brings different types of players out to the forefront. But I love tennis, but man, basketball there's an intensity there that's just pretty cool.
So this might be an easier question for you to answer. Who is the better teacher, you or your wife?
Oh, that would be her, hands down.
I like that. That was quick. That was quick, and that was good.
No, she might listen to this. You never know.
Love it. Love it.
She was much more organized than I was. Okay. Her penmanship is 10 times what mine is. Okay. She stayed with junior high. God bless her. I put in my 6 years and I got out as quick as I could.
Something about junior high.
Oh,
right?
I would comment on, first off, I think that the toughest level to teach is elementary. I have had the great privilege to go into elementary classrooms when I was doing United Way. I got to know elementary teachers. They are phenomenal. How they handle, as far as the junior high, there's just stuff going on in those kids as they're growing up that's like they're all over. And that's a special individual is able to master that and keep it going. She was one of them.
I love the shout out to elementary teachers in the junior high, but your high school friends are going to watch.
Yes, but so here's what I know. High school, we get a lot of great opportunities. First off, they remember us. And we provide that we bring it all together, so to speak. We tend to be the ones that they'll come back and make connections with. We get them for 4 years. We get them when they're really excited about all kinds of different things. They found their core, their subject that they like, so they're going after it with passion. We make some pretty incredible connections and make it. There is no doubt it is a team effort to get an individual like Brooke and others like her from the beginning to the end. I like what we do, and
I was giving you an opportunity to bring that back.
Yeah, that's good. I appreciate that. Harlem High School rocks. There's no two ways about it. There's a reason why you're not going to find too much more than orange colors in my closet there. It's an incredible place.
So now in tying all this episode all together with the previous two guests with homecoming and Husky Pride, right? You've done a number of homecoming assemblies, correct?
All but one.
All but one. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your experience with that, and just obviously the joy of just engaging with the community when it comes to homecoming.
When and I know that Ms. Mach, this is almost an inaugural visit voyage, but the energy that comes from the stands, the fans who come in, over the years, we've done all kinds of different things for homecoming. We had bonfires, we had parades. We've done a number of. But when we started doing the pep assemblies, and we did them in a lot of different directions, but when we got kids into the gym who wanted to be there, who were excited about Harlem, it's just fun. Okay. And you'll see the excitement in the stands as we go through the components of the homecoming, the actual assembly, whatever it is, whether we're recognizing teams or Coach Moynihan's talking about football, or we're just, the student council, all the components that they're bringing, the introduction of the court, all those pieces are just so much fun. But it's fun to see the parents, and there'll be alumni that'll come that they just haven't missed. There was sadness missing last year that we didn't have one, and the gym will be alive. We used to have. We used to do helium balloons. Remember?
I remember that. Yeah.
We'd light those helium balloons, and there'd be a bang, and man, we would rock it. The band would be out there pounding on the drums, and the energy's just, it's truly, homecoming week is fun. It really is. I mean, and kids really enjoyed it. And I think doing it outside this year, I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's, we need the weather to cooperate, but Junior Olympics will work. Don't worry. We'll rock it.
Well, and I'm excited. I'm excited that, obviously we've all gone through a lot, with the pandemic, and I'm just excited that we're able to be back in school and see the hallways alive and be able to do activities such as homecoming. So if there's anything that you would like to tell the audience, words of wisdom, anything that you would want them to know, here's your chance.
I'd say the last thing is, and I think that we've evolved into this, but we do it right at Harlem. I mean, we have an opportunity to compare ourselves to school districts around, and they've got this, and we do it well. We have incredible staff. We have unbelievable students. You walk up and down the hall, and you see you're walking up and down the graduate hall with all the pictures, the pride that parents will see looking at it, and the accomplishments of each one of those students that come out, the things that they've gone on to do that we sometimes lose. But I've been fortunate to be a part of the community as long as I've been teaching and know what they're doing. We do it well. We've got great administration. And our kids push us from time to time, but our kids are awesome. I'll put our kids up against anybody else. And we take everybody. We don't turn anybody away. and it's a great place. It's a great place to send your kid through, to send your child through, and it's been a phenomenal place to have a career.
Well, I thank you, for all of that. I thank you for being on. For those that don't know, me and Coach Dredge have like a coffee chat from time to time, and our third member, we're missing our third member, who I hope will be back very soon to join us in that. So that being said,
I should let him take the shot. He's going to have a better shot.
Here's your shot.
All right.
We got to stretch.
Yeah, well, Alaina nailed this. I mean, no, wait, no, that wasn't me. That was a
We got to
slip.
do that again and just edit.
Ah,
there we go.
Sorry about
All
that.
right. Well, thank you very much, Coach Dredge. It's been an honor.
Thank you.
So to the audience, again, this is Talk 122. I'm excited that you were able to join us. And like always, I am Harlem. You are Harlem. We are Harlem. Until the next time.